Good morning. Myself, Professor N.S. Kogre, Department of Soil Science, Kekewa College of Horticulture. As discussed in last videos, we are going to study about various physical properties of soil. Okay. Then, what are the different physical properties of soil? If there is a question arises in your semester in exam, that is, enlist different physical properties of soil. Means you have to list only these properties. Number one, that is soil texture. Number two, that is soil structure. Number three, that is soil density, which includes particle density and bulk density, which comprises density of soil. And number four, soil porosity. Number five, soil consistency. And number six, that is soil color. Let us study in detail about these properties of soil, starting from soil texture. Okay. What do you mean by soil texture? Soil texture refers to the relative proportion of sand, silt, and clay in a soil is known as a soil texture. It is a relative proportion of sand, silt, and clay in a soil. This sand, silt, and clay is known as a soil particles, or it is known as a soil separates. Then another class that is known as a loam. What do you mean by loam? It is an equal proportion of sand, silt, and clay in a soil is known as a loam. Now, what is loam? It contributes 33% of soil particle and 33% of clay particle, 33% of silt particles. It is equal mixture, that is 33, 33, 33, which contributes to loam. Okay. Then textural class. There are 4 textural class of soil. That is sand textural class, and silt textural class, and clay textural class. In sand textural class, which marks the presence of 65 to 70% of sand particles, then 35% of silt particles and 15% of clay particles is sand textural class. Then silt textural class, it marks the presence of 40% of silt particles, 15% of sand particle, and 30% of 15% of clay particle. This is determined as a silt textural. Then clay textural class, it contributes 40% of clay particles and 30% of sand particle plus 30% of silt particles. Is a clay textural class. And another one is a loam textural class. That is also, you also know that equal proportion of sand, silt, and clay. That is 33% sand, 33% silt, and 33% clay particle contributes to loam textural class also. Then it is known as a soil textural class. You have to determine the percentage of your particles and draw this triangle. It is known as a soil textural class for determining your exact textural class. It is very useful for a practical purpose. Then you have to draw such a soil textural triangle representing your texture of the soil. Then there are various methods for determination of soil texture or size of soil. There IEEE system of soil nomenclature, that is known as the International System of Soil Naming Soil Separates. That is IEEE. Then what does this system denotes? It denotes clay particle having size less than 0.002 millimeter, then sealed particle having size 0.002 millimeter to 0.02 millimeter in diameter, then fine sand that is having size 0.02 millimeter to 0.02 sorry 0.02 millimeter to 0.2 millimeter, then coarse sand having size 0.2 to 2.0 millimeter, then gravel that is having size 2.0 to 5.0, and gravel coarse that is also known as the stones tables which are greater than 5.0 millimeter. Then there is another method that is known as a particle size analysis. The particle size analysis which denotes the size of determining the size of particles below 2 millimeter in diameter is known as a soil particle size analysis, or it is known as a mechanical analysis. Determination of soil particle below 2 millimeter in diameter is known as a mechanical analysis, or it is also known as a particle size analysis. Then there are determination of soil texture by another. We have seen soil determination is the soil textural class. In another by filling fill method, we also denote textural class by filling to our fingers and thumbs. When it sticks, it contains clay content. When sand particles are gritty in filling, silt has a floury or talcum powder felt, and it is become plastic and sticky when it becomes wet. These are a certain determination of by soil texture by fill method. Then next physical property of soil, that is soil structure. Soil structure is relative percentage of sand, silt, and clay in a soil, or arrangement of particles is termed as a soil structure. Structure refers to aggregation of primary soil particle, that is sand, silt, and clay, into compound particles or cluster, which are separated by adjoining aggregates by surfaces or weakness. Soil structure in terms of grade, class, and types of aggregates. Let us study about classification of soil structure. Okay, it is not visible to you. I will. Okay. Classification of soil structure. It is known as a platy structure, blocky structure, columnar, prismatic. These are different types of soil structure. Okay, this resembles the most. First one is known as a columnar. When shapes of the edges and